Why, hello there, my Tanukers, and welcome to my playthrough of the Punisher arcade game played on the cabinet by Arcade1Up. And I haven't gotten around to playing this yet because I've been spending so much time in the fighting games, Marvel Superheroes and X-Men Children of the Atom. So I thought this would be a pretty interesting game to showcase because supposedly or reportedly there weren't many of these cabinets made, the cabinets for the Punisher, so very few people got to actually play this in real life on a real cabinet. So it's a pretty interesting game for them to put on here, sort of a valuable pick just by means of scarcity. So let's begin. And like I said, I don't normally play beat-em-ups. I'm not particularly a fan of beat-em-ups just because they did not age well, if you ask me, specifically because of the whole gimmick of trying to line yourself up with the opponent for you to hit them. It's very annoying in a lot of cases, but let's see how this one is. And beat-em-ups are notorious for gobbling up your quarters. The thing about fighting games, even though they're hard at first, once you get good at a fighting game, you can finesse your way through a fighting game ladder playthrough and just use one credit, right? I don't know if anyone's ever gotten good enough at a beat-em-up to do that. Well, maybe they have. I did read that, by the way. Frank Castle's backstory. Turning this up, this is a bit quiet compared to the other games. On that day, Frank Castle's family died. It's a nice big sprite portrait there. If you're guilty, you're dead. Red screen. And this does have 2 players, so obviously the fighting game multiplayer is fighting against each other, but in this it's actually a co-op beat-em-up, and player 2 plays as Nick Fury, if you do that. But I'm just playing single player right now. Oh no! Oh, I thought it was going to let me select. So yeah, it looks like player 1's always Punisher and player 2's always Nick Fury. Okay, let me figure out these controls. Jab. Whew. Jump. That's weird. So far, it seems like only 2 buttons do things. There's jab and jump. Dash attack is this kick. Looks like you can do this little dash too if you just do the forward input. And I have a time limit apparently. Time that is counting down very slowly. Pizza. The sprite work looks pretty good. Oh, I got a gun. Blam, blam, blam. I like the little comic text effect. What? Now I don't have the gun? Was it limited? I think these are all just for score. I don't know if those actually heal you. Well, I guess I should be paying attention. I can't go up there? Is that a... Oh, that's a phone booth. I was about to say, is that a guillotine? At a glance, it looks like a guillotine with its blade turned to the side. That's a lot of enemies. How did I do the grab? Trying out different inputs here. Let me experiment. Should I take the bat or the knife? That probably has better range. Adding more credits, if that's how it works. You are finished now, Bruno. Scully, get him! Why are these people so big? These people are giants. How are they not hitting the top of their head on the roof of this bus? Whack, whack. Didn't mean to grab him. Beat 'em ups always feel a bit button mashy to me, but maybe I just never spent enough time in any beat 'em up to get good at it. Oh wow, look at that, trying to resuscitate him. That's an interesting continue screen. Oh yeah, jump-ins. These people are using an axe. How did they get that all the way here without raising suspicion? Oh, I got a sword. Okay, hammer OP. Tell me where your boss is. Please, don't kill me. He's at Castle Ponte Verde, Florida. Thanks and goodbye. Rip. Oh, what the? Scuba diving. The only way to get into that castle would be via the drain pipe of the swimming pool. Bruno won't escape me this time. The drain pipe in the swimming pool. When I hear drain pipe in a swimming pool, I think of something. How did he get into my hand? Did I really just grab him as he came in off screen? Like when he came in onto the screen? I was going to say, when I think of drain pipe in a swimming pool, I think of something that someone can't really fit through. Grenade, how do I use that? Is that just for points or can I use it? Ow! Can I go in the water? No. Other way! Face the other way! Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm so used to playing fighting games, I'm used to them just automatically facing the opponent, but you have to actually turn and face them. Whoa. They are quite flexible. There's a door right there. You have to go through the window. I think you get the gun in scripted sections or at scripted points. Okay. Who's that in the picture? Is that Kingpin? Flamethrower in a building. Okay. Wait, this looks like a fire extinguisher though, but it does quite the opposite. Whew. Kicking them off screen. Okay, let's see if the hammer pulls through again. Do they keep coming, or... I think it's a finite amount. Whack. Kolsky. I don't die so easily. What the? That was like Alexander's laser, the summon from Final Fantasy. Hey, that's look at the sunfish in the background. Moa Moa. I've been programmed by Kingpin for something. I wasn't reading because I was looking at the very realistic sprite of a Moa Moa. I have to say, I was not expecting a giant robot boss fight in this, but I'm not disappointed. Guard droid. Very creative. Oh, how did I throw it? Okay, you have to jump. Causes a tremor. So you pretty much have to steer clear of it when he's jumping. I'd rather be behind him. Yeah, that really reminds me of Alexander from Final Fantasy. Which is a pretty cool summon. But I would say my favorite's Odin. This thing has so much HP. Also, I'm assuming that just mashing is max DPS. This paramedic really putting in the work. Has his work cut out for him. I'm assuming that's a paramedic, right? Hoo-ha-hee-hoo-hoo. Oh, what the? Oh, that's cool. It's destructible before it dies. So it's saying, when it said bomb times 5, does that mean I have Kingpin? I knew he was behind all of this. Does that mean I was sitting on 5 grenades and didn't use them? I need to figure out how to. There's a major drug deal going down at the harbor tonight. Yeah, see, it says bomb times 5 at the bottom left. It's a chance for me to blow them out of the water. I need to figure out how to use these. So I have 5. I can afford to sacrifice 1 if it means figuring out how to do it. Oh, that's pressing both buttons at the same time. Does that use any sort of meter? Oh, look, you can slide. That's cool. I need to figure out how to use these grenades, though. Can I do that as much as I want? He flashes, so it makes it look like you're using meter, but it must mean something else. Ooh, an Uzi. That's more like it. Yeah, that's really good for mobs. There's like a fruit fly or a gnat buzzing in front of the monitor. I don't know if you can see it, but he cruises by every now and then. Hammer. Pretty sure the grabs are just automatic if you're close enough, so it's not something you'd want to do when you're in a big crowd. Hammer. What? Is there any way to crouch? The drive-by! They're only 9 years old and they're already talking about drive-bys. How important you are or how strong you are directly correlates with how giant you are in this. Also, I like how each of these guys have specific names. Oh, we have, what is this, M4? Oh, I forgot they could throw those knives. Okay, I'm starting to get into this. Oh, ooh. Oh, you can also dash up and down. I guess that's pretty... What are these enemies? Look at this. Terminator over here. What exploded? Swiss cheese. We turned them into Swiss cheese. See what I did there? Oh, like some vertical ascension now. Well, not vertical, but I mean vertical as in literally higher up on the screen, but it's more like you're going away from the screen. Going down doesn't go anywhere. The up and down dashes don't take you as far as forward dashes. What? Corner him! Saxon. Oh yeah, and when you pick up a weapon, it shows you its durability underneath your HP bar. I just noticed that. You probably already did, but I just now did. Oh, I got wall splat there. Tire? Who's saying that? That guy is. The human tank flamethrower. I have to say, these boss designs are much more interesting than what I thought they were going to be. How the heck? So I think you just have to line yourself up, deal damage, and then dash down or up, since he does a lot of charges forward like that. Is this actually a character from the comics? Or did Capcom just make these up for this game specifically? Bone Breaker. I'd really like to figure out how to use my grenades. I did it! How am I doing it? Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm dashing forward and pressing both the buttons at the same time. I don't know if that's exactly what you're supposed to do. Like, I don't know if I'm pressing more buttons than necessary. Now, see, pressing both buttons at the same time when you do a dash gives you that slide. So I must have been accidentally doing something else to get the grenade. What is that weapon on the ground? Oh, wow, he can go diagonally. There's a boomerang? Putting myself in all this danger just to try out the weapons. Oh, it's a lead pipe. Use him as a shield. Okay, so it looks like a direct melee attack interrupts him. Trying to get out of his line of sight, out of his line of attack. Last shot. The slowdown. I don't think it's slowdown. I think it's literally just for cinematic effect. Bonus stage. Oh, what? Oh, I get it. Wish the sensitivity was a bit higher, though. Whew. Can I mash as much as I want? Oh, look, there's a scoreboard for Nick Fury, too, so I guess if you're playing co-op, you're competing in that case. Death on rails. They've got a huge poppy field and a mobile factory, all in one underground cave in Arizona. Whoa, now we're in Arizona? Let's throw a little wrench in the Kingpin's plans. Interesting stage concept. Huh. Skull? Oh, you can throw the explosive skull. Okay. Train car. I have the high ground. Sandbag? Flower bag? Oh! See, how did I just throw the grenade there? Oh, okay, I think you press both buttons. I think you double tap both buttons. So when I was getting it before during the boss fight, I must have been double tapping them when I did the dash. I'll test it again on the next big fight. A what? That's explosive. It actually knocked me off the train. Like, is that a one-hit kill? I don't know. I'm double tapping it this time and nothing's happening. Get away from that. Can I throw them off the train? This grenade input still eludes me. Okay, more of these explosive things. Need to be careful. Oh, wow, the crane can fall. Nice. I'm in a pretty strategic spot here. Also, the hitboxes are pretty generous. See that? Like, I wasn't even touching them. See that? Ooh. These jabs are so fast. Oh, wow, the window can break. Cool. Destructible environments. Destructible environments is one of those terms you only hear in video game context, because no one ever says destructible environments in real life, because in real life everything is destructible. That's obvious. Welcome, Punisher. All aboard the... Did he say Death Express? If I read stuff out loud, I won't be able to read all of it because I have to read it slower when I'm reading it out loud, but if I don't read it out loud, I can just speed read it real fast. Oh, look at this. What is... His arm turns into a gun, but it's still flesh color. That's weird. Okay, get on the screen. Looks like this is the production facility, making use of those poppy plants. Is there any downside to spamming this move? As soon as I say that, I get hit. Okay, so he can still shoot me. I knew it! I can pick up the lance. No! Please tell me the lance is still there. I just knew, because why else would they put this really random suit of armor? Oh, you can throw it. Like a javelin. This guy's name is Bushwhacker, by the way. There's the grenade input again. Oh, maybe you have to charge it. How did I get it that time? How am I getting it this time? It just feels like I'm pressing both at the same time. There must be something nuanced about this I'm not noticing. Ooh, got him. I have no idea how many stages are in this. Kingpin's Wrath. This must be the last stage. The Punisher has caused me enough damage. Find where he's hiding and bring me his head. Someone's here already. You don't say. I finally found you, Punisher. Now I'll have your head. Hate to break this to you, buddy, but if you look identical to the goon right beside you, it just means you're a copy-paste sprite, which means you're not that important. What the? Watch, there's going to be someone with an identical twin watching this, and they take that the wrong way. Look at all these rats. Dirty rats. Do I go up? Can't go up. I can break this door, right? I don't think the gun OTGs. Door number 2. Nothing. I don't think there's any downside to spamming this if all the enemies on screen are melee. And I threw a grenade again by accident. I think I figured it out. I think you hold attack and then press jump. Okay. Yep, I think that's it. That was pretty reliable. Even though we just wasted it there. But if it's for knowledge, then it's not a waste. Door number 3. Okay, door number 3. Nothing. Never mind. I'm trying to get the spin move, the break dance. Tires. Flamethrower. Jumping up that ledge is kind of tricky. Are you kidding me? It made me automatically walk. I was wanting to get that grenade and a cheese, but more importantly, the grenade. Are these copies of the boss from stage 1 on the bus? They're regular enemies now. Corner them! Nice. Exploding skull. Does it explode if you leave it? Yes, it does. I wanted to whack it. Ooh, the Uzi. The way they come in on screen is really cool. Rocket punch. Oh, there are exploding skulls all over the place. Chucked one, ate the other. Throw a rock. Piece of advanced machinery versus the most rudimentary weapon on Earth, a rock. Are we still in Arizona? The mountain doesn't look like it would be in Arizona. Oh, what? Do I have to jump over them? Platforming? Taking that bat. Oh, I ducked under that. I was asking if there was a crouch earlier. This attack is basically a crouch and an attack in one. I like this skid mark, like the smoke. See, how am I doing that? Okay, I think I figured it out now. I know I keep saying that. I think what you do is you press attack and then immediately press jump sequentially, not at the same time. So if you mess up your input to do both at the same time, that's why you get the grenade. Also, based off that, it's not a good idea to hug the right side of this screen because then the barrels are unreactable. See, when I overlap my inputs and I'm not thinking about the grenade, I keep getting it. Yep. Ugh. I was about to hug the right side of the screen there, but then I remembered. They don't give me an adequate chance to practice the platforming in this. I don't know, I'm trying the grenade input now. I should have just looked up controls for this game before playing, but I wasn't expecting a beat 'em up to have any sort of mysterious input like this. Don't hug that side of the screen. It's auto-locking me now. What? Target confirmed? Wow, he just lifts his foot up when we're behind him. Okay, so this is like the Alexander boss earlier, but we're having to deal with two goons at the same time. Ooh, an Uzi. Two Uzis. Wish we could dual wield them. Dude, that jump. When it's doing the laser, that's a good time to just go ham on him if you're beside him. I am cornered. He actually Oki's Emmy'd me, or hit me with a meaty, I mean. Hit me as soon as I got up. I was walking down. Knowing how to use these grenades would be very helpful right now. Here. Okay, so when I jump and press down in the air, when I jump and then do down A plus B, it works. I'm not claiming I know the input this time, though, since I know how that goes. Maybe it's down. Maybe the input's down A plus B. Back to the city. Kingpin, your luck's finally run out. Luck has finally run out? There's no apostrophe there. Final punishment. Okay, now it's the last stage. I know he's hiding somewhere in this hotel. It ends for you tonight, Kingpin. I swear it. Okay, this is much more like a final stage. Uzi. I don't want to waste my ammo on doors. Ooh, that's a lot of grenades. Well, I thought I was going to be able to pick those up, but they weren't items to pick up. Those were grenades they threw. Let's stockpile these for Kingpin. Hopefully we'll know the input by then. Yep, that's reliable. Jumping and then doing down A plus B. Maybe it's just down A plus B, but jumping, it seems to be good to do beforehand, regardless. Okay, it looks like if you grab someone and press A plus B, that's how you spin them around. I did that once earlier. Okay, I'm pretty sure I wasn't pressing down there. Maybe I was, though. This is a square gate, so still a little, still feels weird to me. I don't think I'll ever get used to a square gate. It's not a matter of getting used to it, it's just that octagonal gates make so much more sense to me. I'm keeping the flamethrower. Keeping them off screen. I'm having to do this to duck under those shots. That's a lot of things on screen, including the pillars which are covering up enemies. Or maybe he's not a paramedic. Maybe he's just an upstanding bystander. Wow, that's a big hitbox. Down A plus B doesn't seem to do anything on the ground, but it does in the air. So at least I know for a fact doing that. I don't know if that's the only way to do the grenade, but I know it does it. Skewered him. Oh, wow. How am I throwing that again? Oh! Okay, on the ground, I think it's back A plus B. And I have used all of them. Nope, got one more. Okay, I'm glad I grabbed that flamethrower before it made me leave. On top of an elevator? So what happens is, I'm pretty sure that's a lot of TNT. Do I have to stand to get over it? And they knocked me off. Anyways, what I was saying is, I think when I was getting those random grenade inputs, it's when I was trying to do this, but it's when I try to walk back right before, like just to reposition before I do that attack. And by the time I do A plus B, I'm still holding back. Oh, you can pick these up. That did not make a big enough space. That was a cool section. I have no idea how many enemies that is in front of me, but I know it's a lot. But it's just that all the sprites are overlapping. I should be keeping track of how many times I have to hit continue, just so I can have an idea of how many quarters this would have eaten. Doesn't seem that egregious, though, relatively. And we're sitting on 5 grenades currently. Oh, the robots don't burn. Wow. Wait, does that keep going until I mash out? That was quite the grab animation. Okay, I'm pretty sure I wasn't touching the stick at all there. Okay, I wasn't touching the stick at all there, but it's making me throw the grenades. First thing I'm going to do after this playthrough is I'm going to look up the inputs for this game. Those flamethrowers don't have much fuel. Oh, I never got to use the boomerang. I purposefully ducked when it came back around to see if it would go over me, and it did. I don't know if you would normally catch it again. I guess that would have been ideal, but I wanted to see it hit the enemies on the right side. Ooh, M4. Oh, you can break these objects in the foreground. Is that my grenade? Nope. Oh, rings were overlapping. Didn't give me time to pick it up. Here he is. Your ridiculous little vendetta ends now, Punisher. It's all over, Kingpin. You're through. That's the wrong you're. I'm wondering if this was translated in-house to save money, or if that was a big oversight. Get him in the corner. Oh! Let's try to make this the last credit. I wonder if he just constantly has goons coming in. If that's the case, I should be focusing him and not his goons. Solid strat. I'm going to keep doing this until it doesn't work. See, I was mashing A plus B the whole time, and then eventually got grenade inputs. So some kind of inconsistency there must be related to it. That was some mega cheese. Oh no, the whole building is gonna blow. Who is this? I can't tell. The screen is shaking so much. Oh, that's Nick Fury. Good night, fat boy. As the Kingpin faced his final defeat at the Punisher's hands, the King building, its support structure badly damaged. That's the wrong it. There shouldn't be an apostrophe there. Collapsed. Its dying echo reverberated through the city like the anguished roar of an exorcised demon. I'm speed reading it now. The next morning, the police searched through the rubble of the King building. They found over 285 ex-criminals, but they could not find anybody that could be identified as the Kingpin. Vengeance burns eternal. Oh, that's a cool shot. That's the thumbnail right there. This is a pretty cool credit sequence. So that was obviously a fun time, even though we cheesed the final boss big time, and the grenade input still eludes me. Like I said, I'm definitely going to look that up, and then I definitely want to do another playthrough of this, knowing all the inputs, so that way I can style on it even more. And that would be cool if I could get a co-op playthrough as well. I might be able to get my brother in, and we can do a co-op playthrough to record, or I could make it co-op but control both characters at the same time, or at least attempt to. That might be fun. Also, it looks like all the names in the credits are showing up here, unlike for Marvel superheroes. I know I said this already, but this is a sick credit sequence. All the skulls. All Capcom staff. And everyone else we forgot to mention. TT. Tanuki Tail. Tanuki Tale. Thank you for playing. No problem. Oh, look at that. Capcom are the next two names. I see a pattern here. Okay, so that was my first playthrough of Capcom's Punisher arcade game. I'm glad I got to play it, since apparently it's such a rare game. It's cool that I got the chance to do it. It's cool that they reprinted the game by means of this arcade cabinet. Did we see this already? Yeah, we did. So, I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more fighting game content and arcade game content. Even though this isn't a fighting game, but it was a nice change of pace from the typical fighting games. And it really does stick out as the odd one in this collection on the cabinet, because it's two fighting games and then this. A lot of people were expecting, a lot of people would think that Marvel vs. Capcom would be a better fit, but personally I think that if they would have if Arcade 1-Up did a Marvel vs. Capcom, they would probably do a cabinet with MVC 1, MVC 2, and then maybe Street Fighter vs. X-Men. Something like that. Anyways, oh, look at this. We haven't seen this. That's a new sprite. See, aren't you glad you stuck around? Oh, look, there's some Nick Fury gameplay. Okay, yes. I will see you guys later. Bye for now.